In this video, we are going to discuss number 7. It begins by saying John claims that the average time students spend in the library is more than 45 minutes. So that is a claim right here. That's a hypothesis that the average is more than 45 minutes. So you are given the task of testing the above claim by using the following statistics. Now remember, the claim is made about the population mean. Okay, it says that it is more than 45 minutes. The population mean is more than 45 minutes. So there was a sample mean of 58 that was obtained, standard deviation of 2.5 minutes, a sample size of 36, and we've got to use a z critical value of minus 2.33 because this is a z-test for mean. And here is the formula for the z-test statistic. Now, let's recall that the claim is the population mean is more than 45 minutes. So this has to be translated to symbolic form. And here it is, because is more than, here's the symbol for is more than, is the inequality sign pointing towards the right with the population mean on the left side. The population mean is more than 45 minutes. And since this sign does not carry the equal sign, it's an alternative hypothesis. So now the null hypothesis have to be contradiction with the equal sign. So the null hypothesis will be saying the population mean is less than or equal to 45 minutes. So here you've got the pair of hypotheses. You must begin the hypothesis test with a pair of hypotheses. Again, the claim, the mean is, the population mean is more than 45 minutes. That's the alternative. And the null is saying, no, the population mean is less than or equal to 45 minutes. So now we've got to sketch the distribution curve. Here it is. It's a normal distribution curve. 0 is in the middle. And since the alternative symbol is pointing towards the right, it will be a right tail. So that means the rejection region will be on the right. The critical point is on the right. The z critical value is negative 2.33, but we have to drop the negative sign because this is a right tail test. We cannot put a negative number on the right side of 0. So therefore now this negative sign has to be dropped. And here is the critical value, 2.33 on the critical point. Now, remember, you've got to pause this video, rewind to internalize what was just said, and to take out your pencil, your pen, your calculator, and your paper to actually perform the test with the video, because using it as a tool to help you to practice. Right, so we've got our curve and we've got our rejection region on the right side because of the alternative symbol, and our critical point is on the right. So now what we need is the z-test statistic. Here is the calculation. Is the sample mean minus the population mean. Sample mean was 58 minus 45, which is the population mean, divided by 10.8 divided by the square root of 36. You can recall that these are the statistics. Oh, 2.5 minutes. Okay, so we got to update this to 10.5. This must be a typo. So the standard deviation is 10.5 minutes, not 2.5. And n is 36 is sample size, and the sample standard deviation is 58. And here's the formula right there. And the critical value, negative sign was dropped because it's a right tail test. So now we got a test statistics of 7.22. Okay, because 58 minus 45 is 13. 10.8 divided by the square root of 36. No, not 10.5, 10.8. 10.8. All right. Divided by 6 is 1.8, and 13 divided by 1.8 is 7.22. So you can prove this with your calculator. Make sure that you can calculate the test statistic. Now, the test statistic has to be plotted on the distribution curve relative to the critical point, critical value. 7 is greater than 2, so 7.22 is further to the right. And as you can see, the test statistic landed in the rejection region. So because of this, we've got to reject the null hypothesis. As we know, for decision time, it's all about either you reject the null or do not reject the null, depending on where the test statistics land. So since the test statistics landed in the critical region, we have to reject the null. Here it is. 7.22 is in the rejection region, so our decision is to reject the null hypothesis. We have rejected this hypothesis, which is saying that the mean is less than or equal to 45. So since we have rejected this statement, we are left with the alternative hypothesis, which will be the conclusion. And this makes sense because the claim is that the mean is more than 45. The population mean is more than 45. And our sample gave us 58, which appears to be significantly more than 45 minutes. So therefore, based on the data, there is sufficient evidence to conclude that the mean is greater than 45 minutes. And that will be our conclusion. So I repeat, pause, replay the video, and actually participate in it by doing the calculations.